Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the latest update from my channel. It's been a while since I've done one of these. So I guess first of all is... hi. And also, yeah, there's some things going on with this YouTube channel which I have to kind of address, and also give future insights to what's going to be happening in the future. So we're halfway through the year now, and so far the channel's been doing great. I've gone over 200 subscribers. But of course, if you're a regular viewer of mine, then you may notice I haven't been quite as consistent with my content, mostly regarding my gaming videos. The reason for that is mostly real life stuff. There's nothing drama related going on at home, but there is a bit of awkwardness through this year. So I can't remember if I ever addressed this last year, but my brother moved back in with the family. Now, I already live with my family, my mum and her boyfriend, and I've mostly just been, able to do a lot of content I was able to do. Of course though, YouTube's not exactly the way to earn money, and I don't even think I'm going to be earning money from YouTube anytime soon. So I have a job in real life, I work in retail. I'm not going to say where, because the last thing I want is people to try and find me. And who am I kidding, I'm not famous enough for people to try and dox me. And yeah, I've actually had my hours increased at work, thank goodness. I've been able to get a decent wage now every month, and I'm doing pretty well for myself, and I'm hoping next year I can actually move into my own place so I can be more consistent with my videos, hence why they haven't been as consistent as usual. You may also notice, I think even near the end of last year, I began editing future Death Battle podcasts. Sean just didn't really want to spend his time editing those podcasts for me. It's understandable, he has his own content to work on. But of course, me editing like what could be nearly 3 hours of content, thanks you already mate, it does keep me from editing like other gaming videos or even making me want to work on other videos. I do have something planned for Billy Ween that I did get Jaro to help me with earlier this year. So I look forward to when I can finally start Billy Ween. In terms of the gaming videos, so after work I usually record games and then edit them the next day, and usually try and get them out the day after, or if it's not a lot to edit, out on the same day. The problem is though, since my brother moved back in, he not recently, but this year he got essentially 2 jobs. One's working in a fast food joint and the other a butchery. I don't know why he actually wants all these jobs. We're not in debt to anyone or in a financial crisis. I have no idea why he wants to overwork himself like that. Now, okay, you may be thinking, okay, what's wrong with having 2 jobs? Well, there's nothing wrong with it, it just makes things kind of awkward to want to record games and stuff like that. Because I work practically 5 days a week, and they're evening shifts, they're not morning shifts, and I come back in the afternoon during lunchtime. No, I'll mostly be working from like 1 PM till like 8:30, or maybe even later than that, staying behind at work, even on Sundays, despite the fact retails across my country close. I have to stay behind to help clear up, which can leave me a bit drained, but that never bothered me too much. But now you may be thinking, why don't you record yourself playing the games in the morning, go to work, next day edit it, and then upload it next day, or even the same day? That was going to be the original plan when I first started this YouTube channel. So I had the podcast, when I was going to start doing gaming videos, my plan was to record the games, go to work, and then edit it when I got home from work, or even sleep on it, edit it the next day, before work. However, in 2020, COVID hit, my family started working from home, so that kind of left a bit of an anchor in that plan, so I decided, okay, no worries, I'll just do it after work. And since my family's businesses, they prefer working from home, and since a lot of my family now just work from home indefinitely, aside my brother, it does make recording videos even more awkward, because my family do serious work, and the last thing they need in the background is me going on about whatever game I'm playing. And I have looked into getting soundproofing for my room, but budget. I'm still using my 60 quid microphone for my videos. So when it comes back to my brother though, when he comes home from work, he's usually really exhausted. So most days he'll leave at like 11 PM to go to work till like 10 AM. But then that just leaves me an issue, is that because his room's right next to mine, I can't really record a lot of the gaming videos or make too much noise, which is hence why in a lot of my reactions to jump scares on the latest Resident Evil Code Veronica, you do kind of hear I'm trying to snuffle out my screams or not trying easily get spooked, because the last thing I want to do is wake up my brother in the next room because he's been working tireless hours. So editing podcasts, they do take quite a bit, because obviously that's not the only now editing the videos is not a problem. I'm quite a quick editor. I want to admit I'm not as flashy with my editing skills as maybe a not large majority of people on YouTube. But the problem is, and it's not really a problem, I probably shouldn't have said that, but my mum has asthma. She can't really be as active when working on like stuff around the house as much, so I'm there mostly doing the cleaning, washing up like dishes and stuff like that after dinner, walking the dogs. That's one of my jobs in the house, is walking the dogs, and we have 2 dogs, and we live on the top flat of our apartment, so yeah, not really a genius manoeuvre there, because one of the dogs is too small and can't walk down the stairs without toppling over, and the big one's old and slow, but I love them to bits. But of course that also takes time, because when they start showing they need to go for a walk, it interrupts my editing process. I also have to do shopping for my family occasionally, because my mum, can't physically hold the stuff. Unless she's doing a big shopping, she takes the car with her. She relies on me to do the shopping, to carry it all back, because I'm the strongest in the family apparently. So it does end up leaving a bit of a... I have to leave my project and then come back to it later to do shopping, put it back, because walking to my local shop can take around 20 minutes if I didn't stop for anything, if I just went to my shop. And my shop is pretty big, so it does take even longer to then get the stuff, because we like to do one shop in a week and just get everything we can, and then move on to, maybe grab some little bits now and then, if we're in the neighbourhood. So all that does interrupt the editing process, and that's the kind of thing with the podcast, because podcasts take longer than my gaming videos to edit, at least. It does kind of leave me in a bit of an awkward position of like just trying to get onto making this video, getting it ready, making the thumbnail, the description, the link, and then start posting it on Twitter and my Discords, and even motivating myself to then maybe either edit another one or just work on a recording. And I'm not one of those YouTubers that records every game I play. I do occasionally just want to sit down and play a game and just have fun. So all these kind of collect into a very awkward scenario of trying to run this YouTube channel, and why videos haven't been as consistent. Aside the podcast, which I always kind of saw them as my priority, because they're the videos that people want to watch the most. Unfortunately, when a new death battle comes out, or there's a subject me and my lads want to talk about, I have to make that as a priority, record it, maybe even try and edit one part the first day and then get the other out the next. It doesn't always work out though. In fact, I've actually had to reach out to an editor to work on one of the podcast episodes, because I was so drained from all the podcast videos I've had to edit. I definitely enjoy talking about podcasts more, but editing it is a bit of a headache, because I sometimes have to find the right music, make sure it's at a level where you can hear the music and the people talking. So before we started editing down the podcast and we just made them an hour long, I did feel like those videos went on for a bit too long, so editing them down and splitting them up into parts I thought was the best way to do it, rather than trying to edit them into one go, because I'm pretty sure my laptop wouldn't be able to handle that. Your only mate tried that a long while ago. He even tried to edit one of our podcasts, that was nearly 3 hours long, but his device couldn't handle it. So that's why I think it's good to separate them into parts. It makes it easier to edit them. Unfortunately though, despite the fact I was constantly trying to tell mate and Sean we need to try and keep it as short as possible, it doesn't always work out because we have a lot to talk about. We do sometimes derail as well. It's, you know, it's fun, but the editing process does become a headache then. And like I said, podcasts can take around 6 hours doing. I don't want to just do gaming videos. I want to do other projects like Billy Ween and even more movie type reviews. I've wanted to actually kind of talk more on DC subjects, maybe eventually Marvel movies. The problem is though, with the podcast and me wanting to do games, that's just not been possible. The other thing I wanted to address is that I haven't been streaming for almost 4 months now, maybe even less than that. Maybe it's just been so long since I've started streaming that it's just I've just lost the memory of it. But I do want to say, as of now, streaming has been kind of postponed. Finding the time to stream's been a headache because of my family, like I said, because how awkward it is to move around their scheduling and record when it doesn't interfere with their work or my brother's rest. And just finding the game that I want to stream. I remember I was going to try and stream more Dying Light 2 while recording my own time Resident Evil Code Veronica. I just haven't had the time to do that, sadly. That's why I'm hoping next year when I get my own place, I'll be able to do more of my own content there, you know, do my own housework, and then when I got time, go to work and come home, not having to worry about anyone else and just crack on and record whatever. So that's the update I wanted to give you guys. In terms of the future of this channel, everything's still good. Podcast will still continue as normal. I'm looking into what other subjects I could talk about, especially once Death Battle's finished for this year. Maybe do more movie reviews, maybe even game reviews. I've got the idea to do with Jaru as well. He's recently been doing well on his channel, and I've been wanting to do more collabs with him. The problem is though trying to find a subject to collab with him on. We've done Five Nights at Freddy's and we've done a bit of Resident Evil, but there's other franchises we've wanted to branch out. I definitely want to talk about Deltarune sometime, but I first need to play the game. He's made I think 10 hours of content, and I just can't watch it and support him because I don't want spoilers on Deltarune. And I know after Undertale I should have just jumped right onto the Deltarune train, but there's been just other games I've been more interested in. When I play Deltarune, I'm probably going to regret leaving it off for so long. It was the same feeling I got when I left Undertale for so long, and the game was fantastic. So yeah, a bit of a longer update video than usual. I just wanted to explain why things have been a bit awkward, why my videos haven't been consistent, to, you know, give people an idea of what's happening with the channel. But with all that said, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you stay around some more and see more of my content. We may have something for you in the future. Farewell everybody.